Do you want to have a solid Instagram strategy to actually build your audience, attract more followers, and sign more clients? If so, then keep on watching, because in this video I'm going to break down the entire content strategy that you should be creating for yourself, so keep on watching. My name is Jelena Ostrovska from JelenaOstrovska.com, and I'm a content marketing strategist, and I also create high converting content for six-figure female coaches and consultants. And in this video we are talking about the topic, which is the content strategy. Now let's talk about the variety of content ideas and types you can be creating for Instagram. It's honestly at times kind of hard to only create one post a day, because we have Instagram Reels, we have IGTV, we can go live and then repurpose that as an IGTV. We also have stories that we have to, show up every single day, at least multiple times a day throughout the day, so we're always visible. We have regular posts, we have carousels, we can post selfies, and now Instagram is very much pushing videos. Instagram Reels, obviously. I don't know if I mentioned them. So with that being said, how do you organize yourself in terms of actually having a strategy so you can stick to it? First of all, let's break down the types of content that there are, and I'm going to be showing some of them to you on the screen as well. So the very first one is visibility, right? So, and before I even dive into that, let me backtrack a little bit and say that before you publish any piece of content on Instagram, you have to clearly define your intention. Why are you posting that? Is your goal to get visible? Is your goal to sell? Is your goal to build your email list? Is your goal to attract new followers? Is your goal to, bring more visibility? Is your goal to have people engage? So you have to understand which season your content belongs to, right? So for example, the post like this, an Instagram meme that I published right after Met Gala, I literally had to jump on the trend because I knew I was going to be able to attract a lot of people targeted to who I'm trying to attract, right? So I saw the trend. I saw, okay, so people are creating these memes, people are loving those. And I've seen several people within my niche create those. And I was like, okay, let me switch my content strategy just a little bit. Let me move all of my posts by a day. And I had to go ahead and create this post. And just this post alone, if you look at the analytics, it attracted over 40 followers just from people seeing the post and clicking the follow button from there. Now there have also been a lot more followers that I've gotten on top of the analytics that you see, because a lot of the times people click on the post, then they click on my profile, and they browse around through the profile. And as far as I know, that follower does not necessarily count in those analytics of that particular post. So, but just from the post alone, 40 followers, you can see it had over 600 likes. Was it a sales post? No. Was it a lead generation post? No. It was clearly a visibility post. It boosted the engagement. It got me new followers. It brought a lot of people into my, ecosystem on social media. And later on, I can create nurturing content. So, which is the second one. Now, the type of content, which is the first one we talked about, visibility, what does count as a visibility post? It can be an Instagram Reel. An Instagram Reel is not for you to sell. Let me just say that first, because a lot of the times people use them to sell products and use them for your launches, which you can use them for your launches to bring more visibility and awareness to the product. And you can definitely turn your Instagram Reels and TikToks into paid advertising. I've seen lots of those videos. For example, Amy Porterfield. I don't know if that ad is still up, but if you know who Amy is, she's very much big into course creation, webinars, selling on webinars, list building. So she has been using those kind of reels for her Facebook ads and Instagram ads. She's been dancing on those reels and using them as an actual ad. Now, regular posts and carousels, they can either be a sales post or an engagement post, so they can fall into multiple different categories, but I would still put them into the visibility because if you have a really high quality and really valuable Instagram carousel, then it's going to bring you engagement and leads, and it can also bring you sales and also followers. Now, once you do get visible, for example, I published that meme, I attracted, 40, I want to say it was like 80 followers in that single week alone. And then my goal is to nurture that audience. My goal is to keep building the relationship with that audience. So here are the places and types of content where you're going to do that. First of all, Instagram Lives. So I did go live, I believe at least once after that post was published, so I could show people my face, you know, unedited, a little bit filtered. I do use filters on stories, so I shouldn't be saying unfiltered here. And then, you know, I went live and then I repurposed that video and I published it as an IGTV, so it was there to stay, right? So people can go into my profile and, you know, once they do browse through all of my different content types over there, then they can go ahead and check out, oh, you know, she just recently went live, and if that's an interesting topic for them, they can listen, and they're welcome to follow, you know, remain a follower or unfollow me if they feel like they followed me for the wrong reasons, right? Maybe they thought that I was like a comedian or something, and then in reality, I'm over here, you know, teaching you how to build a business using Instagram. Now, another type of content that you're going to be posting in order to nurture that community is Instagram stories. Now, again, Instagram stories can be used to sell and pre-promote your offer and generate more leads and everything like that for sure, but it's only going to be about 20%, maybe 30% of the overall Instagram stories. In like mostly what I'm showing on stories, and I actually do have separate video, one right here, Instagram story hacks, and the other one right here, where I talk about the different ideas that you can post for Instagram stories, because, you know, I have people ask me, hey, like, I do get the idea of Instagram stories, but I don't know what the heck to post there, right? So with that being said, you can post, you know, the behind the scenes, you can post kind of you're working on something, whether that's, you know, a product or a product launch that you are creating. It can be, you know, like I generally do mini trainings as well. You can have polls and like a lot more things that I don't want to like cover too much in depth in this video, but you have to nurture, and the stories also put you on the map in front of everybody else, right? So when you don't post stories, you know, people don't really see, you know, you as often, and a lot of the times they are going to see more stories of yours than the posts, right? Because Instagram feed algorithm always shows us things in a very different way. So you want to make sure that you are on top of your audience's mind as always. Now, the next type of content you can be publishing is in order for you to generate leads, right? A lead post. It can be a carousel. It can be something educational where you know, give a lot of value, and at the end you give a call to action if you have a mini course, or, you know, like, for example, a VIP day, a coaching program that you want people to apply to. This is going to be a lead post, right? Or it's going to be a free newsletter. So anything that leads to, I would say, a free thing or potentially a paid thing in like, no matter what it is, right? So it asks people to take the next step, right? Again, stories and DMs is usually where those lead conversations also happen. A lot of the times you would ask people to send you a message to kind of keep the whole communication and the ecosystem inside of Instagram. So because again, Instagram and Facebook, they're the kind of platforms, they don't like us sending the traffic elsewhere. And I mean, just like any other platform as well. So if you can keep it within Instagram, you're definitely going to win. And last but not least is a sales post. So that again can be in the DMs, it can be stories, and it also can be a carousel post, right? So the full-blown sales post is not always going to be a good idea. So it really depends on how you frame it. I love using carousels for sales posts because in the beginning you hook people in with some sort of strategy, with some sort of tactic, or, you know, a valuable piece of content. And at the end, you would be inviting them to apply to work with you, or sign up for a webinar, or buy, you know, a mini course, you know, something low ticket like $7, $27, $47 offer, something like that. So these are the kind of posts that you can be publishing. Now let's talk about the frequency of them so you can actually make it all come together. So, and something that I will be releasing very, very soon is a 12-month revamped content calendar using Airtable. So I will be probably leaving a link down below to the waitlist. So go ahead and check it out down below in the description box, because this is going to be a fully done for you 12-month calendar with ideas that you can go ahead and, get ready to publishing. It's not just a PDF that you never download or print it out and never use. It's actually going to be a tool that you can keep on using month after month, and tweak it for your own business. So I wanted you to have something that's customizable and you can use it. So either DM me on Instagram, my username is somewhere around here on the video, or click the link down below in the description box and check it out. So now, in terms of the frequency, how often are you going to be publishing each of those pieces of content? Now, Instagram actually gives you some guidance and recommendations on which kind of post you want to publish, how much, right? So Instagram stories, they say 10 stories per week. I would say post a little bit more often, because if you only post 2 stories per day, people aren't really going to notice you. So I would say I generally post like at least 5 stories per day. Also, depending if it's the weekend, if it's the work day. On the weekends, I kind of post a little less, but also depends what I'm doing, what I'm up to, where I'm at, which side of the world I'm at. So that's like what it depends on. Now, when it comes to Instagram Reels, I would say if you're just getting started, start with 2 Reels a day. Okay? So if you're a little bit more experienced, I would suggest publishing as often as you possibly can, because Reels, they don't necessarily take a whole lot of time once you do have that structure and flow of recording and then editing and then publishing. So I would say 5 a week. This is kind of what I'm shooting for. So, and if you're like listening right now, you're like, Jelena, this is so many things to do. I don't know if I'm able to do that by myself. I invite you to go ahead and apply to work with me so I can help you create a done-for-you content marketing plan for your Instagram accounts, whether that's Instagram Reels, editing, regular content management. This is what I'm offering for my clients. So go ahead and hit the link to apply to work with me. I would love to be able to help you and take all of that work off your shoulders potentially. So now when it comes to all the other posts, Instagram carousels, I personally, for myself, I try to do at least like 1 or 2 a week, something valuable. I can either take an old YouTube video and repurpose, or I can take any other piece of content, or just something that I have in my head and just dump it all into a carousel post. And then the other posts, on weekends, sometimes I just post something like inspirational. It can be a quote tied in with a lesson or something like that, a sales post. Depending which season of the business you're in, if it's a launch week or a launch month, you are going to be planting a lot of seeds by posting those lead posts, and you are going to be inviting people to work with you, and you are going to be inviting people to apply or join the wait list. Like I mentioned actually several times throughout this video, like I mentioned 2 offers for you. I mentioned the 12-month content calendar inside of Airtable, like kind of pre-promoting it. And then the second thing that I had mentioned was, for you to apply to work with me in my, content management services, right? So those are the kind of things that you can be, planting inside of your content strategy. So generally, I try to promote something pretty much every day, or at least 3 to 4 times a week, right? So at least it can be in a carousel, it can be inside of my stories. So, but I mean, if you are marketing, you have to be marketing every single day, because you're not in the business or a hobby just to post content and look pretty and everything like that. You are in the business to actually sell a particular product, service, or an offer. Then when it comes to things like nurturing your audience, like I said, Instagram stories have to be daily. You can't take a day off. Like there are days on the weekends when I do not feel like posting anything. I don't want to do anything. It can be like a Saturday or a Sunday. It's generally 1 day a week. Sometimes like every weekend. Other times it's every other weekend. So it depends on my mood. So if you do not feel like posting anything, do not force yourself. Like I feel like if it's forced, it's just going to come out forced and people are actually going to notice that. And then the other thing that you also want to keep in mind is Instagram lives, right? So you jumping on live and sharing something and talking, high energy and everything. I generally try to do at least 1 a week. So, or more honest, like maximum 1 a week, because who wants to jump on live and talk every day? Like I used to do daily, Facebook lives. I do not do them anymore, and I feel like it's exhausting. So, but once a week, if you can commit to a specific day that, hey, every Wednesday I'm going live on Instagram, at this hour, and you pre-promote it on your stories, maybe a couple days before. I've seen people promote them like a week before. I feel like it's a little bit too long. If you promote that like 3 days before, and you leave a little like sticker on your story that allows people to click on it and then get notified when you are planning to go live. So that's something that you want to make sure that you do, just to kind of give people a heads up, like, hey, I'm going to be going live. Make sure that you jump on, hit this like button to get notified when I do go live. You can also invite people to go to your profile and tap the bell sign on your Instagram so they actually get notified when you post. So that's something else that you can ask people to do in order to kind of like, jump around the Instagram algorithm. So there you go. That's the content strategy that is going to bring you more leads, more sales, more followers, more of everything in your Instagram workflow. So if you would like to work with me on a one-on-one basis, to where I am going to be creating done-for-you content for Instagram, so you don't have to worry about the graphics and the hashtags and the captions and everything else, and you can only focus on the sales, having those conversations, creating offers, publishing on stories, and this is really gonna save you like 10-15 hours every single week, if not more, especially if you are spending a lot of time. So go ahead, click apply down below in the description box. There's a link to work with me, no obligation. You apply. If we're a fit, we are gonna work together. If we're not a fit, then we're not gonna work together. I'm gonna refer you to somebody else or any other resource. With that being said, I appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day. Before you leave, be sure to check out these videos right here. There's a full playlist all about Instagram, so if you want to binge watch that, go ahead and binge it. I know you're gonna get a ton of value from that. And with that being said, hit the subscribe button if you want to get more videos like that, and hit the bell sign to get notified every single time there is a new video, which is every single week. I appreciate you and have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.